And we are live. Or are we? So, no, don't freeze. Okay, looks like we're back live. Is there anybody here? Anybody joining this live? Say hello, say hello. We got 4 people here now. Welcome, welcome. Oh, 13 all of a sudden. I saw the screen just froze, so hopefully that was just a momentary glitch. It's not going to start freezing a lot. Looks like it's working fine. Oh, wow. Okay, we've got 22 people. Let's see if we can get the chat going. How's everybody doing on this fine Saturday? Can you guys see my lip? It's all blue. Yeah. I was kissing this this Goji girl, and she was very, very aggressive, and she bit my lip. I'm just kidding. I wish that would have been a way cooler story. I was hiking up the mountain with this guy right here, and I fell. And as I fell, the bottle hit the ground and bounced back up and hit me right in the lip. So I had this swollen purple lip now. Oh, what a clumsy doctor. Let's see, where is everybody? I'm not seeing any chats. Why am I not seeing any chats? Pop-up chat. Nope, that's not right. Oh, here we go, the chat. Okay. So why is the chat only showing on this window? That's so strange. Technical difficulties like always. I wish I was good at technology. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to use this pop-out chat. I guess this window is going to be my chat for today. Okay, now I can see your chats. Lots of people here. Okay, let's see who is checking in. We got Yelitza is in the house, Jason Taylor, Pat Leo, Jen W, Marceli Burgo, Zeus Eris. Isn't both Zeus and Eris? They're both gods. 2 gods in one name. You are a greedy one. Dan B is here. Angela Marvin, Michael Askew. Awesome. So many people. Good stuff. Did somebody punch me? Nope. No. Nobody would ever punch such a peaceful soy boy. What are you talking about? Well, we already went through that story anyway, so let's not spend any more time. All right. Is that raw milk? Who's asking that? Kirk. No, I don't know what you're talking about, raw milk. I have anything that looks like raw milk here. But no, I don't have any raw milk. I'm vegan, which means I don't consume milk. Anyways, let's see. We got horny vegan's little brother. Will you date my sister? Never. I never say never. Thanks to Justin Bieber, my hero. Sergio Ramos. Awesome. Lots of people here. All right. So I guess the first thing I wanted to do today is say, well, of course, first of all, welcome everyone. Thanks for joining the chat. Also wanted to say thank you real quick to my patrons, because today I just noticed that we have actually gone past the halfway point of my first goal on Patreon, which is getting 50 patrons. So we're already past the halfway point, which is awesome. So thank you so much for everyone who's on there. It's cool to start making a little community where we can get to know each other a little bit better. We do live hangouts. I have some exclusive perks and bonuses over there. And of course, it really helps me to focus more on producing more and more content as well. So if any of you guys want to check that out and check out the Patreon community, and or if you just want to support me, then just search Dr. Leo Venus on Patreon and you'll find me there. Otherwise, I also wanted to answer some questions like always. I think let's try aim for maybe around 35, 40 minutes today. We'll stay live for 35, 40 minutes. Get some good questions in. You guys know the drill. If you have any questions you want to make sure I read any comments or any questions you want me to answer, guaranteed, then leave a super chat. There is a little sign somewhere and next to the chat, or a dollar sign where you can do a super chat. You can donate whatever you want, and I will make sure to read your comment or answer your question. And then otherwise, I'll try to read some of the non-super chats as well, like always. So, by the way, did you guys know today is International Nelson Mandela Day? I just found out it's 18th of July. Didn't really know too much about Nelson Mandela, apart from he was the first president of South Africa and spent a lot of time in jail. After looking at it, it turns out he was there for 27 years and ended up becoming president 4 years after he got out of jail. Pretty impressive stuff. So basically, the holiday is to celebrate the impact that one person can make. And I think this is a really cool thing to relate to, a really cool thing to connect to, because there is a lot of this kind of throw your hands up in the air culture today where we feel like, oh, I'm just one person in a world of between 7 and 8 billion people. How much can I really do? How much can I impact, right? If I won't make any difference, there's no point in me trying. And that's actually an excuse a lot of people use when facing the choice of doing something that might be a little bit difficult in order to improve the world or help other people or improve yourself. Is my choices won't really make a big difference because I'm just one person. But one person can make a great difference. Let's learn that from Nelson Mandela himself. All right. Anyways, see, there's already lots of questions here. Date my stepsister now. Whoa, relax. Gotta get to know each other first. Some of you guys make me laugh. All right, we got how to get through long study sessions. So there's a lot of different ways. Everybody's a bit different in this regard. I think some people, it's very rare to have the person who can just power through a long study session with no breaks. I think most people need to get up, move about. Some people do what they call the Pomodoro method, where you do, say, 25 minutes of nonstop, and then you do 5-minute break. Do another 25-minute nonstop, 5-minute break, where you get to move around, stretch, think about whatever. If you have a garden or something, you can go outside, get a breather, drink some water, eat something. And that seems to work for quite a few people. For myself, my solution was to get through long study sessions was really just not having long study sessions. My study sessions were usually pretty short. But yeah, no, I did have to do a bit longer study sessions every now and then in Ireland. I guess if you have students who can study with you, kind of helps to motivate you so that you're not sitting there alone studying by yourself. But if you have other people studying at the same time, that can help as well for some people. Anyways, thanks for your question. Is that water? Brian Lloyd asked. Yes, it is. Water is my drink of choice. Pat Leo, how long are you staying in Norway? I'm staying here for quite a few months at least, and then we'll see. I have some plans of perhaps checking out some life in the U.S. again in the future. So we'll see how that goes. Otherwise, I'm also, once Corona settles down, going to start going to events, going to start checking out the different, doing speeches, connecting with people from all over the world. That's the kind of thing I love the most. So I'm looking forward for that becoming an opportunity again. But I don't plan things too rigidly, so we'll see. We'll see what the future brings. Nothing is set in stone at the moment. Oh, we got a super chat here from Sergio Ramos. Do you know which plant-based foods Vikings ate? Probably a lot of potatoes. Or actually, depends, because the Vikings went everywhere. They were immigrants, right? They were migrating all over the place. They weren't the nicest immigrants. I know this is something and Norwegians are proud of. Viking. They're actually, well, they were a-holes. Let's just put it that way. They would go around pillaging and destroying villages and doing a lot of really, really bad stuff. So it's not really something to be that proud of. But it did, it did happen in history. So I guess it probably, as in most of Norway here, most of the diets traditionally would have been based on the kind of root vegetables that are easy to make in cold climates, such as Norway. Potato is one of those. And fish. Fish has always been a pretty traditional food here in Norway because it has such a long coast. We have rivers and fjords everywhere. So I'm afraid there probably was no vegan sushi for the Vikings of old. Anyways, appreciate the question. And I'm sure, there's a lot once you start learning the foods that you can eat in nature, once you start looking into edible mushrooms, there are even leaves, and they even used to have like bark, like porridge, and like parts of trees that you could eat and stuff like that. But I'm sure, and like beer and like alcohol, I guess, was probably big in the Viking times, but that's not really something to be proud of either. But yeah, fish was probably one of those things, and then roots, vegetables would be my guess. Now, I'm not a Viking expert, so don't quote me on this, but I'd imagine. I'd imagine. Thanks for your question, and thank you for the $2 donation, Sergio Ramos. I appreciate your support. All right. Let's see if there's any other questions here. I'm just going to skip to the bottom, and then if I skipped your question, my apologies. Leave a super chat, and I won't skip it. We got Negan the Vegan. Negan the Vegan. Is that your actual name? Negan? Never heard anyone called Negan. Maybe that's your YouTube name. Are you part Brazilian? Yes. So my mother is Brazilian, so I'm half Brazilian, and then I'm half Norwegian. My father is from Norway, but my father's side is very straightforward. It's just Norwegian. That's it. My mother's side, on the other hand, is quite a confusing background. It's got a little bit of everything. I think we have like Italian and German and even Japanese further back. Lots of really interesting stuff. And actually, my mother's grandfather on her maternal side, so my great grandfather was 100% indigenous from the Amazon rainforest. So I think that's really cool, because that means that mathematically or genetically, that means I am 1/8. Actually 1/8, one part in eighth indigenous Amazonian here, which I think is pretty cool. I'm thinking of doing that 23andMe. I don't know if many of you have heard of the 23andMe. It's a test you can do where you take a little bit of saliva, you send it to a lab, they sequence your entire genome, and they give you a ton of information in terms of your heritage, where your genes are coming from, different predispositions to different diseases, whether or not you're a fast metabolizer of caffeine and alcohol, and a lot of really interesting information. So that would be cool to do, and also just to see the heritage as well, where all the genes are coming from, because the Brazilian side is pretty crazy. Let's hear where you guys are from. We always get a really interesting crowd. Let's see where you guys are checking in from today. We got someone who joined for the biceps. There you go. You're welcome. And we've got Canada in the house from Sherry MP. Welcome from Canada. Got Harlem, New Zealand. We got Vancouver, Canada. We got Greek. So I guess you're coming from, that makes sense, Zeus and Ares. You're not from Greek. You're not from Greece, I mean. You're from Olympus. Got Washington State. We got Vienna. We got Stavanger. Oh, that's pretty close to here, actually. I've never been to Stavanger. I want to check it out. Or Stavanger. We got Zurich, Switzerland, Germany, Mexico. Another one in Germany, or Deutschland. Yet another one German. Das ist fantastisch. Ich bin ein Veganer. Ich habe einen schweren Eiweißmangel. That's your German for the day. Bosnia and Herzegovina, awesome. Arizona, US, got Thailand, but studying UK. Sweden, Portugal, Mordor. I could sense some darkness in the chat. Well, keep a lookout for hobbits. Oh, we got someone from Bergen. Jimmy Baker's in Bergen, really? That's cool. You're in the same city. Got Virginia. Nice. Argentina, Faroe Islands. Good stuff. Very good. Okay, we got a super chat from Jonathan Campbell. Jonathan, appreciate your support. You're actually a patron as well, so I would actually try to answer your question even if you didn't donate, but I really appreciate your support. Thanks so much. Jonathan donated $2 and asked, what's your favorite veggie? How do you prepare it? Favorite veggie? That is, I would have to say, if there's one veggie that I would get the most excited out of all the veggies I know in terms of preparing and eating it, it would be a veggie from Brazil called couve. I don't remember what it's called in English. It's a special type of. Let me just check. Couve, Brazil in English. Some sort of greens like. Wow, it just says Brazilian cabbage. That can be right. Let's see. It's not collard greens. It's some other type of green. What is couve? Yeah, it's the problem of having a. I think it's a type of like it's kind of a type, or maybe it's a type of kale. But that one, the way they prepare it with like garlic and all the stuff that they make in Brazil, it's such a good recipe. Literally, you can have this big plate of just this dark green couve, as it's called, and you can just really enjoy it and not even feel like you need anything else. For me, at least, it's super delicious. I really, really love it, and it's a nutritional powerhouse as well. Let me know if any of you guys know what it's called in English, because I'm having trouble finding it here. Let's see, where'd the chat go? There it is. Okay. Chat here in the same place. Technical difficulties for Dr. Soy Boy. There we go. Okay. But yeah, I would say couve is my favorite veggie. Thanks so much for your question. Let's go to the next one. Do you believe in vitamins? No, vitamins are fake news. That was who was that? Who was it asked that? Brian Lloyd. Okay, so I'm guessing you're asking whether or not vitamins are good. Most of the times, I would not be a big fan of vitamins. The exceptions would be things like vitamin B12, vitamin D, which is more of a hormone, really, especially if you're living such as here in Norway, where there isn't a lot of sun. And actually, that reminds me, I'm gonna take my vitamin D right this second. So a lot of people ask me whether or not vitamin D2 is good enough, or if they have to get D3. Now, most of the studies show that both are good at increasing your vitamin D status. I usually go for D3. A lot of people also think D3 has to come from animals, but you can get vegan D3 as well. And I take 1,000 international units. This is just a drop form. So you just go like this and wait for it to drop like that. Pretty easy. And then the other vitamin I always take is obviously B12. I recommend that for everyone. Apart from that, there are a lot of vitamins that don't really show the same effect taking it in supplement form as when eating it in food version. The same, and some have actually shown detrimental effects. So things like vitamin A, when you supplement that, can actually increase your risk of certain types of cancer. Beta carotene in lung cancer was made out of or showed a very worrying association. So there are things like that where I would say, for the most part, try to get everything you can from food. Like I said, the only exceptions I would consider would be vitamin B12, vitamin D, iodine sometimes, depending on, if you're using what you're eating, where you live, what if you're using iodized salt, all that kind of stuff. If you're eating bread, a lot of, especially processed and white flour bread, is enriched with iodine. This unfortunately is not a health food, so I wouldn't recommend people eat white bread, even if it has iodine added to it. And I would also consider, apart from which ones did we already say, vitamin D3, vitamin B12, iodine for some people, and then again omega-3s or DHA for some people. You can get omega-3 in ALA form as well. Science is not out on whether or not you benefit from taking DHA if you're getting enough ALA. I think most people are safe doing that, but if you're extra worried, you can get algae-based DHA as well. But again, it's not really something we're 100% sure of. Hope that answers your question. Okay. Oh, Jimmy Baker, shout out Bergen for myself. We got instant remix from Romania, the land of Dracula. May I drink your blood? That does not sound like a Romanian accent at all. My apologies. Ireland. Welcome from Ireland, the land of McGregor. Whereabouts in Ireland are you from, Matt? You might know I studied in Ireland for 4 years. I'm a great fan of Ireland. It's a great place. All right. Please enter a bodybuilding contest, Leo. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not a bodybuilder. I just lift for fun. I don't think I'd be. It would be funny. I'm sure. It's not something I've ever thought of joining, though. Okay. Uh, what about kelp tablets? You could take that for iodine. I usually tell people to stay away from kelp because it can harbor such high concentrations, can be toxic. Iodine is one of those many things that if you get too little, it's not great for you, but if you get too much, it's also not great for you. So I wouldn't really be a big fan of taking kelp unless it's measured quantities and it's the quality control is pretty good on that one. Okay, let's see. Q10, is Q10 good? So Q10 I think refers to ubiquinone, which is one of these molecules that have to do with the energy metabolism in the mitochondria of our cells. Again, I think a lot of these things have to do with the supplement industry telling us, okay, this is a really great thing. I've never seen any evidence that we require anything like that at all. So it's kind of like the same as carnitine and creatine and all of these things. Even though creatine, to be fair, has been shown to be helpful in certain sports, in sports situations, but not for general health. You don't need creatine because you create your own. The same thing goes for all of these other things. There's no evidence really to show that we need Q10 from external sources. So, anyways, everyone values sentience most already since they value their own sentience. That was not a question. Okay, we've got Tom Hunt. Do you ever wear sunscreen? I do not often wear sunscreen. I should do it sometimes, even here in Norway, where I go hiking in the mountains, I get burned because I think, oh, I've been living in Spain. Here in Norway, I'm definitely not going to get burned. It's going to be easy peasy. And then I go and I get burned. So, yeah, I do use it sometimes, but most often I just try to not fry myself in the sun. I always, if it's a really hot day in the summer, I'll prefer to stay in the shade for most of the time. Or I just spend a lot of time outdoors most of the year, and then your skin kind of accustoms to the amount of sun if you have the possibility to do that. But if you're only taking sun every now and then and binging on it, then yeah, sunscreen is the way to go for sure. It's not healthy to be burning your skin over and over again. Sun is actually the number one risk factor for skin cancer. It's actually also the number one cause of wrinkling. So if you want to stay young looking, then probably you should either avoid too much sun or wear some sunscreen. But in the end, we're all going to age. Plus, vegans never age. We're all vampires, vegan vampires. Okay. I'm a great fan of drinking like I'm in Ireland. Drink rarely is my medical advice on that. Sergio Ramos donated $2. Thank you so much. Sergio Ramos, appreciate the support. Would you ever go through hiking? Look up PCT or AT. What is through hiking? I mean, I've gone hiking a lot of times. I don't know what through hiking is. PCT or AT, what is that? PCT. The International Patent System. I'm guessing that's not what you're talking about. It's nothing to do with hiking. Pacific Crest Trail. Okay. So I'm guessing through hiking is basically hiking through the entire country. Looks like the Pacific Crest Trail is basically going all the way from Southern California to the north. Computer's freezing here. I don't even know which is the northernmost state on the west coast of the U.S. U.S. geography question for you guys. Who remembers their geography classes from the U.S.? I don't. Oh, well, Washington. Really? Oh, I guess it is. That's surprising. I didn't know Washington was a state in the or the northernmost state. So Washington D.C. is the capital city of. You guys can see how terrible I am at U.S. geography here. Washington D.C. is the capital city. Is it also a state though, or is it just a city? Where is it? Come on, Washington D.C. There we go. Maryland. Yeah, so it's just in between Virginia and Maryland. But is it also considered its own state? I don't even know. I think it is. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think Washington is considered its own state, and then Washington D.C. is the capital. Arlington. I remember Arlington was really close from when I was there at the Barnard Medical Center for my internship. Huh. And then Bethesda is close. That's also a place that had a lot to do with a lot of medical research in oncology and cancer. A lot of guidelines came from Bethesda for a while. Huh, cool. Learning some US geography here on the live. So no, I guess I've never done any through hiking. I would love to try something like that at some point in my life, just to have gone a huge amount of distance. I've actually always talked about this with my father, actually, because we both are nature lovers and we love hiking. We love all that kind of stuff. We were thinking of finding a kind of a mountain region or a big national park here in Norway where we could walk for days and days and days in nothing but pure nature, and just bring all of our food, bring all of our equipment, and camp out in nature and do something like a 1 week trail where you have to go through the trail you're going. You have to walk and camp every single day for a week straight. That's kind of a dream of mine that I 100% want to do at some point. But that, I mean, from southernmost point to northernmost point in the US, I'm sure that would take months. That's a huge amount of distance. So probably a cool experience though. Thank you for the donation anyway, Sergio Ramos. Appreciate the support. Okay. Oh, we got another super chat. I guess we'll just jump straight into that one. So we got from Iridescent 04 donated €5. Thank you so much, Iridescent. You are leading the donation competition for today. Sergio Ramos in close second place with $4. Thank you so much. We got, the question is, what do you think about Dr. Greger's 5-to-1 fiber rule? Do you adhere to it? I'm not aware of this rule, actually. What does it entail? Let me know down below. It's a 5-to-1 for what? I mean, I think it's pretty clear that fiber is very important, but I'm not aware of this 5-to-1 rule. Michael Greger, 5-to-1 rule. Never heard of this before. If we do buy something packaged, the first word in the ingredients list should be whole, but then the rest of the ingredients could be junk. So a second strategy is to look at the ratio of grams of carbohydrates to grams of dietary fiber. We're looking for about 5-to-1 or less. So 5 times as much carbohydrates as fiber or less. Cool. I actually haven't looked at that before. But, if that's a way of checking, I mean, for me, I always just look at the ingredients. That's what's the most important. If you're dealing with healthy whole ingredients, then you're good. But if this is an accurate way of ascertaining whether or not something is quite whole or natural in its in its making, in that food, in the process of making that food, then yeah, absolutely, I would say it's a good rule to adhere to, because it just means you're eating a lot of whole foods and not a lot of processed foods. Again, if you want to adhere to it by doing 5-to-1, of course, the most accurate is just going to be looking at the ingredients. If you know all the ingredients are whole foods and natural, then you're good. You don't have to think about 5-to-1 ratios between carbohydrates and fibers. But that's interesting. I never actually thought about that before. Good to know that he has a rule like that. Anyways, I appreciate the question and really appreciate the donation. Thank you so much, Iridescent 04. Okay, let's see. Just gonna skip all the way down. Okay. Jesus will guide you is in the chat, saying that the Bible says eat meat. Well, the Bible says a lot of cool stuff that we will not discuss here. I don't even know if the Bible says that. I haven't read the Bible. How do I should I block Jesus will guide you? Should I block the Son of God? What do you guys think? Maybe we should just leave him. He might amuse us further. Okay. We got, is dried fruit comparable option to fresh? The thing about dried fruit is it's dehydrated, it's very packed with calories and everything. It's still a whole food, and it can be very nutritious, but it depends. If you're looking to lose weight, I would stay away from dried foods just because they can pack a ton of calories and you can eat a lot more than if you're eating the whole fruit, because the water content will actually fill you up faster. But for the most part, yeah, if you're eating dried fruits, it's not something to avoid. It's not something to avoid. Okay. All right. Some people are saying block him. Some people are saying not block him. Some people are saying he's funny. Some people are saying block him. He's delusional. Well, maybe he's already gone. He's on his way. He's on his way to heaven. He's no longer with us. Okay. So let's see. Do we have any what form of B12 do you use? Actually, not sure. Let me check. This is a new one. Actually, I haven't been using this one for too long. Let's see what it says here. Okay. We got cyanocobalamin. No, this is not cyanocobalamin. This is methylcobalamin. Yeah, so this is methylcobalamin. I know there's a lot of research on cyanocobalamin as well. Some people are afraid of the cyano bit because cyanide is poison, and they think, oh, cyanocobalamin might be poisonous. But the number or the amount of cyanide in cyanocobalamin is so tiny that it has no effect on you whatsoever. That's what the studies are showing. I mean, it's kind of like even eating almonds, you're going to get more cyanide from almonds actually than from anything like a B12 pill. Some also the thing about methylcobalamin is that our bodies activate cobalamin or B12 by methylating it, which is just putting a methyl group, which is just carbon with hydrogens. That's what a methyl group is, and that kind of activates that molecule. And so some people say, oh well, the methylcobalamin is the active form. It's the most kind of the most effective one to supplement, the healthiest one to supplement. There isn't really a ton of research on which vitamin B12 is the best, but I know Dr. Michael Greger, he was just mentioned here in the chat a little while ago. He and his team have done a lot of research on vitamin B12, and they just had a conference on vitamin B12, what the best ways of using it, and I'm sure there's a lot of really good information there. So if any of you are interested in that, go check out the I don't think it was actually a paid live event he did, so it might not be on his channel yet, but I'm sure he's going to post it for free soon, where he's going to talk a lot about vitamin B12. And it's important, right? It's a topic that we should all learn a little bit about, because vitamin B12 is one of those few things that you have a high risk of being low in on a vegan diet if you're not careful. So hope that answers your question. Okay, got a lot of people here having fun with the troll. Okay, let's see. Yeah, one of the things I got from it, actually, if you're getting pills, is that there are some enzymes in the saliva that can help with the absorption. So you're actually better off chewing your B12 pills before you swallow. Sublingual is also good because it can be directly absorbed into the bloodstream. And then there's drops. There's quite a few different types. So yeah, that's it. I've actually taken mine today, so I'm not going to take another one. The doses apparently as well are coming down a little bit if you're taking it in the right way. If you're taking it in a way that is more absorbable, you don't need to be, usually they were recommending 100 per day or 1,000 twice a week, I believe. Now some of the recommendations are coming down a little bit, so you might not need to supplement that much. But again, I think B12 stores or B12 levels is something that we all should get checked every now and then. Our stores are supposed to last us 2 years, so it's not like you have to check it all the time, but at least every couple of years I would recommend getting a basic blood panel, checking out some of the most important things such as B12. Okay. Okay, Coolio is asking sublingual instead of pills if you have absorption issues. Yeah, for sure. So if you have absorption issues such as an intrinsic factor deficiency, which means you're not going to be able to absorb it as well in your gut, then sublingual, where you get some absorption directly into your blood, might be a far superior method. Some people also get injections. That's another way to bypass the gut barrier, right? You're going straight intramuscularly, and then it kind of diffuses into your bloodstream from there. But no, it's it's definitely a good thing to try. But again, I would always check every couple of years at most to make sure that your levels are at a good point, and then adjust if they're not. All right. Cinnamona smell. Should I be worried about low blood pressure? Blood pressure 82 to 48 on vegan diet. Well, it's not really so much of a problem with the vegan diet. I think my first thing to say would be, do you have symptoms? If you have symptoms, it would be more worrying than if you just have low blood pressure. Some people actually have quite a bit of lower blood pressure. That is on the lower side. It's kind of almost a little bit worrying. If you have any symptoms, if you have, if you get dizzy a lot and stuff like that, then yeah, that would be something to start looking into and try to fix. But yeah, some people can do well with a little bit lower blood pressure than most people. So it depends. I think, as most things in medicine, if you're a little bit outside the normal, it's not always a huge deal. But what counts is your health outcomes. Are you having any symptoms? Are you feeling good? Are you able to function well and normally? If so, then numbers aren't always the most important thing to look at. So reference ranges aren't, you don't have to be religious about reference ranges. So I would recommend, if you do have symptoms, then yeah, visit a doctor and see if there's something that might be causing the issue. Okay, just gonna go all the way down here. Leo, can you serve a fool on the dance floor? Of course, I can serve any fool on the dance floor. If so, how many have you served? And show us the move that defeated them. Maybe someday when I have a nice dance floor, I'll show you the moves on a live. But right now, yeah, this is not a great dance floor I have here. Funny questions. Let's see. Again, I'm skipping a ton of questions. If you want to make sure I answer your question, or if you want to make sure I read your comment, leave a super chat, and I will make sure I get it. Yelitza. So Yelitza asked, any recommendations to improve eyesight or at least deter deterioration? So yeah, I mean, one of the best things you can do is eat a nutritionally packed diet full of phytonutrients, full of vitamins, full of minerals, full of some of these phytochemicals that can improve eyesight. One of the great ones is, what's the name? I'm trying to think. I've have it in the back of my mind. It's one of the ones that, for example, goji berries are full of. It's a type of anthocyanin that protects the eye. It's zeaxanthin. Zeaxanthin, I believe, is one of the most heavily researched, potent phytochemicals that can improve or help prevent things like age-related macular degeneration. So there's definitely eating a really healthy diet can help. Also, not eating a lot of cholesterol and saturated fat and all these things that can cause problems with your arteries, which can also cause problems with your arteries and your blood vessels to your eyes. And arteries are not just in your heart. It's not just heart disease we're talking about. It's arteries all over the body can get affected. So 100% taking care of your diet can be very, very helpful. Okay. Hope that answered your question, Yelitsa. What's your zodiac sign? Are you a Leo? I am a Leo. Awesome. Leo fist bump. Boom. I'm actually a Leo. Yeah, of course. And I was born on the planet Venus. Um, would you rather have infinite goji berries or one goji man? I'll take the one goji man. Okay. Would you try lab grown meat? That's Pat Leo. The thing about lab grown meat is it's not vegan. So the thing is, the way the technology is set up today, you'd still have to biopsy animals. So if everybody went over to eating lab grown meat, we could say we're going from billions of animals to a few thousand animals in the world that, but they have to keep, biopsying these animals in order to create the cell lines that they use in the creation process of these lab grown meat patties or whatever they're making. So as long as that's the process, I wouldn't have it because obviously it's not vegan. You're still causing, even if it's a lot less, you're still causing animal exploitation or unnecessary harm to animals there and using them industrially. Even though I would be super happy if that was introduced because of the fact that we would save a ton of animals, right? So if there was a process that could be completely devoid, you could take the animal completely out of the equation. Yeah, I might try it, but it's not really still not a health food. So even if I tried it, it wouldn't be something I would eat very often. I've completely lost the desire or the taste for food. Back in the day, I would salivate when I walk past barbecues. Nowadays, that when I smell a barbecue, I don't even, it doesn't. If anything, I'm grossed out by it. It's the opposite of what it used to be. So yeah, it's I don't know. I might try it, but I probably would just be very disappointed by it, and I wouldn't really have a big drive to try. Okay, let's see. We got Coolio asking, "What do you eat today?" Today I ate quite a lot of interesting stuff. So first of all, I had a oatmeal porridge. Went to the gym. I had my smoothie, which was banana, blueberries, protein powder, and water. Very simple. And then I had some nut trails and some granola and stuff because I ran out of some of the food I have. And then I went to a vegan event that is happening really close to where I live. So there is this farmhouse that was hosting over the entire weekend. They have some live music in the evening. They have lunches and dinners. So we went there with some friends and I actually had three dishes because I was starving. So what did I have? I had the black bean peanut soup. I had penne pasta, and I also had nachos with cashew cheese. Actually, yeah. So it wasn't the healthiest day of eating, but it was a delicious one. But again, exceptions every now and then. I eat non whole foods probably only a couple times a month. Usually, very very strict. So I'm not worried at all. Okay. Um. Okay. Got some heavenly nonsense here. Let's skip that. Mm, what kind of protein? Well, right now I'm just using this protein. My favorite protein though would definitely be the Vivo Life protein. I've also tried Sunwarrior, which is also pretty good. But Vivo Life is my favorite so far. Okay. What else do we have here? PayPal is giving a lot of hassle to do a super chat. Maybe that's why you're not getting as many as you should. Really? Is that hard to do a super chat? I've actually never made a super chat myself. Maybe I should do it just to see what the process is like. My apologies if it's difficult to do. I thought it was pretty easy. Yeah. I'm not sure what the process. I thought you could connect your credit card, but yeah, no worries if you can't do it. I appreciate everyone in the chat regardless. But if you want to make sure I answer your question, leave a super chat. Okay, what do we got here? Can turmeric cause infertility? Never seen any studies that point towards turmeric being a risk for fertility. There's a lot of research on turmeric's benefits when it comes to its anti-inflammatory properties and stuff on blood sugar regulation, blood pressure, pain control, all that kind of stuff. Okay, what else do we have here? Protein powder isn't whole food. That is true. So that is the exception. Although Vivo Life is kind of a cool one because they do actually make an effort to make everything as whole food as possible. They have fermented pea protein in their protein powders, which is probably some of the healthiest protein powders out there. But yeah, absolutely. And this is why I say protein is not a necessity. It's not something anybody needs. It's something I take for the convenience aspect of, getting the protein I need in order to build the vegan biceps. Okay, let's see. How are you so handsome? Ask my parents. They're the ones who made me so. Appreciate it. Look, you're gonna make me blush here on the live. Please don't do it. Don't do it. We got what are other vegan channels do you recommend? Well, if you're evidence-based, I like Mike the Vegan. I like Nutrition Facts. There's a lot of other good I mean, there's so many nowadays. I barely have the time to make and watch my own videos. I have a hard time keeping up with everyone else. But I mean, there's tons of, like, for lifestyle, there's amazing guys out there like Simna Nutrition. Brian Turner is hilarious and awesome. Tarzan looking soy boy. There's a ton of really good ones. Goji Man, Hench Herbivore. There's so many good ones. But I don't really spend a lot of time watching YouTube videos myself. Okay. Oh, got a super chat, but before that, I see what is this about? Hench Herbivore. Would you rather fight Hench Herbivore or kiss Bart K? Depends where we're kissing. If I can kiss Bart K, Bart K needs some love. Let's kiss Bart K. I'm not gonna fight Hench Herbivore. Show Bart K some love. Poor guy, he needs it. Okay, let's see what we got here. Zach donated $2. Thank you for your super chat. Appreciate the donation. And the question is opinions on K-pop. What music do you like? The only reason I even know of K-pop is that I have a cousin who lives here in Oslo, or outside Oslo here in Norway, and she loves K-pop. Before that, I had no idea what K-pop was. Actually, I thought it was a band, but apparently it's a genre. I think it's just like pop, Korean pop. Is that what it stands for? K-pop, I think. And apparently there's like a whole industry of, they're just really trying to create like talent, and they take it very seriously. And a lot of people, I'm sure there are a lot of talented people in that genre as well. I don't really listen to a lot of it, so I can't really give much of an opinion on it. The only thing I can say is that I've heard of it. I know it exists. But in terms of music, I listen to a little bit of everything. I know this is probably the most boring, politically correct answer, but I can listen to everything from rock and hip hop. I like a little bit of old-fashioned music. When I work out, I like to listen to instrumental stuff like Audio Machine and Two Steps from Hell and Hans Zimmer and all this kind of stuff. Makes me feel like I'm doing something important when I'm lifting those weights. But I've actually tried branching out and listening to a lot of different types of music nowadays, and I've been really enjoying a lot of it. But anyways, time has flown by. We've actually been talking for almost an hour, so I think I'm going to end this live stream very, very soon. So if you guys have any last questions, let me know, and we'll do. You know what? We've got this little tradition going on for the last, let's say, for the last 5 minutes. I'm going to try to keep up with the chat. So whatever you guys write, I'm going to try to read all of it. Okay, let's do this. Vegan Ninja, are you single? Yes, I am single. Race Lever, real men do 3-hour live streams. I am a fake. Actually, I'm not a real man. I'm soy boy. What are you talking about? Okay, what else do we got? We got Ariel Baldo. What's your opinion on high carb, low fat diets? It's great for disease reversal for some people in certain conditions. For everyone else, I think it's not something you necessarily have to strive for. But a whole food plant-based diet, yes, doesn't have to be necessarily high carb, low fat. Okay, we got Zach donated $5. You're so hot. That's all I have to say. Thank you very much, Zach. You are the best soy boy in the chat. Prize, best soy boy in the chat. Prize goes to you. Okay, we got it. Got 4 more minutes. Let's keep up. Oh, lots of chats. Where do you live right now? In Bergen, Norway. Real question. Are you an atheist, though? Understand, but no, I don't believe in any particular religion because they all seem too man-made, in my opinion. I respect all opinions when it comes to religion. I have a lot of good friends who are religious, but me myself, I don't believe in any particular religion. Okay, we got, do you like tempeh? Yes. If you make it right, then it can be good. We got read this ready. Read, okay, lol race. Okay, my name is Leo and I went to no, I'm not gonna start reading sentences you guys are writing here. Okay, we got Manos VR. Is there a way to reduce basal metabolic rate to benefit spondyle or BMD to benefit spondylosis? I would say go talk to a orthopedic specialist. This is not my field of expertise. Bone mineral density, that's what you meant. Is there a way to reduce bone mineral density to benefit spondylosis? Again, talk to a specialist in that area. There might be. So definitely check that. That would be actually an interesting thing to look into. Anyways, I'm falling behind. The bar with Bar K. You're hot. Last Tuesday. I agree with Zach. Zach's actually Bar K in disguise. Poor Bar K. I'm actually going to make a video about Bar K because he made a video about me a while ago. I'm going to try to show him some soy boy love because he challenged me to debate, and when I tried to get him on a debate, he didn't want to get on a debate after all. So got to put that out there because some people still think I'm hiding from the debate. Anyways, where were we? Ketchup. You here yet? Thoughts on vegan gains? Richard seems like a cool guy. Just yeah, we're not on the same vibe always. That's all I can say. But he's doing his best, and I appreciate the work he does. Let's see, what else do we got? We got bone mineral density. Yeah, that's what I thought you meant. David Gardell. Did you see the photo of Tool Singer flipping the finger? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Do you have any secret hobbies? Yes, I like to have secret hobbies which I don't talk about because they're secret. Let's hire Kilimanjaro. Hire. What is I hire? Can't really hire Kilimanjaro. Imagine if you could just hire it. Just rent Kilimanjaro. That sounds like an epic hike. It's in Kenya, if I remember correctly. Supposedly there's a cool glacier on top. I remember you said you're going to read them all. I'm telling John. Can you? Oh man, I can't keep up. You guys are too fast, too furious. You can marry under the law as an atheist, but some churches don't allow atheist weddings. Are you reading anything at the moment? What are the most important nutrients for height growth? Well, height growth, you're talking about bones and protein. So calcium and protein would be some of the most important ones, and calories too. If you're under eating calories, you're not gonna grow as much. So malnutrition you see in poor countries is a problem for height. That's why a lot of poor countries have lower height as well. Okay, I think we got 1 minute left. Okay, let's go super speed. I think it's pretty rare though. Okay, Coolio, is salt healthy? Do you eat added salt? Not in excess. It's not. Some salt is okay, especially if you train a lot. Super Silver, Razer Core, Chinese writing, can't read that. Is salt healthy? I read that. Opinions on Freely the Banana Girl. I thank her for existing because otherwise I may not have come across veganism before I did, because actually my ex-girlfriend who introduced me to it used to watch her back in the day. I've never watched her stuff. Don't really have an opinion. Carefully turn on YouTube thing into a LARP game. David Gardell, yeah, okay. Fart spray, good one. Do you have Okay. Zach donated again. Thank you, Bike. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your day as well, Zach. Appreciate you coming in and checking in on the live. And I think are Brazilian, I'm Portuguese. Oh, yeah. Nice. Bruno é de Portugal. Eu sou do Rio de Janeiro. Prazer. Okay. Have you ever read Watch the Case for Christ? It's interesting no matter what one believes. No, I have not. Could be interesting. Okay. And I'm vegan for 20 days. Awesome. Spurk. Good job, Spurk. High five. All right. I think we're going to end it there because, yeah, I can't keep up. You guys are too fast. You guys are too fast. Too fast and too furious. Okay, we got actually one super chat. I might as well finish the last super chat then. So, oh, and this is a good one because a lot of people do actually wonder about this. So, Leo, is collagen essential on a plant-based diet? The thing about collagen is a protein, right? Protein are made up of amino acids, and actually collagen has a lot of purposes or a lot of functions in our connective tissues. So things like tendons and ligaments and bones, and it's very, very important, right? It's actually the thing that happens in scurvy. Is vitamin C is it's a co-factor in the synthesis of collagen. So when you have scurvy or you have vitamin D synthesis or a vitamin D deficiency, you actually start breaking down all that connective tissue. That's why you get you get hemorrhages everywhere. You get internal bleeding. Your gums start bleeding. Everything starts falling apart. Your bones get weak. Everything, it's super, super important. But the thing about collagen, eating collagen, I think this is the thing that a lot of people misunderstand, is that in order for us to absorb amino acids or the building blocks of protein, we're going to digest them with our enzymes in our stomach. We're going to be breaking them down into their base components before we even absorb them. So by the time it reaches your bloodstream, it's no longer collagen. It's just amino acids. And so eating collagen and thinking that that is magically going to have a positive effect on your own collagen and your own joints just means that you don't have an understanding for the biology and the physiology of how things work when you're eating and digesting and absorbing nutrients, because of the fact that what you eat doesn't, it's like if I eat a brain, it doesn't, go to my brain and make my brain smarter. If I eat collagen, it doesn't go to the collagen in my joints. If I stir up a bone and eat like bone powder, it's not going to go directly to my bones and make my bones stronger, right? You don't need to eat muscle to put on muscle, all this kind of stuff. When you're looking at the physiology of the human body, we're going to break that stuff down. And so if you're getting amino acids from a completely different protein, or if you're getting amino acids from collagen, it's not going to have a different impact on how much collagen you're making in your own body. So again, it's a lack of understanding of physiology. It's not really something to worry about. We do not need to eat collagen whatsoever, just like we don't need to eat brains or eyes or noses to have a nice nose. So hope that makes sense. And I hope you can not worry about that anymore. So, oh, and on a side note, I might as well tell you guys a story I heard while I was a medical student. There was a medical student in my college in Ireland who was able to get a vitamin D deficiency. This is how terrible some medical students' diet are. So basically, this guy was studying so hard for his exams, and he was neglecting his nutrition so badly that he was able to get himself a case of scurvy. I don't even know what the man must have been eating. He was probably just eating chips and terrible, terrible junk food for months and months and months, just doing nothing but studying. And then he started getting sick, and he went to the doctor, and they looked at him, they examined him, they said, this is weird. This kind of looks like scurvy. This is probably something nobody has seen, for in that clinic for 100 years. It's never happens, right? It's because optimal amounts and to avoid deficiency are two different things. But to avoid scurvy, you don't need that much. It's very, very little. But this medical student from Ireland was able to do it. He went to the doctor and he got diagnosed with scurvy, like a sailor from the 1700s. So that was pretty impressive, just to show you guys how bad medical doctors and medical students can eat at times. Anyways, oh, we got Jen W. Great explanation about collagen. Thanks. Appreciate your donation. Glad you enjoyed it, and glad everybody else joined here today. I think we already have 115 people. It feels like a shame to leave now, but it's super late. It's actually midnight here, so I gotta go get my sleep hygiene on point so I can sleep well. Tomorrow I'm going to be going on a hike with a friend. Actually going to be vlogging it, so it's going to be coming on YouTube. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the vlog I posted, or the workout vlog I posted today. That was a little bit of a funny, silly vlog video, but it was a fun thing to film. And Martin, my friend, was he was very engaged in the workout, and we just had a ton of fun. We had a great time. So I think it comes across in the video. It's pretty hilarious. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Hope you guys enjoyed this video chat. Like I said again, if you want to have access to all the video chats or some other exclusive bonuses and perks, or if you want to help support this channel, check me out on Patreon, Dr. Leo Venus. We just passed halfway, the halfway point of my first goal on Patreon, which is reaching 50 patrons. We already have over half of that. So I'm super stoked about that. Super thankful to everyone who is supporting me over there. And otherwise, if you want to support my channel in other ways, you can also just leave likes and comments on my videos, and that does help a ton as well. So, oh man, so many chats. Everybody's saying bye-bye. Thanks for the love, guys. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll try to get a live in tomorrow as well. So enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and we'll talk very soon. Take care, everyone.